top secret research facility. I guess you can come in. So today we're going to be taking one of these, something that you throw away. You can, I'll admit, you can refill them. I've had limited success refilling them, but you can refill them, but only for a time. Eventually, this is a throwaway item, but rather than thrown away, this thing's actually quite useful. And what I'm most interested, or one of my interests in the shop, is that using what you have to solve a problem that you have. Rather than buying anything, you could take this thing. Today we're going to take one of these that we would just throw in the trash or dumpster, or put it in the scrap metal pile, and we're going to make something cool out of it, I think. So that's one thing I want to get across with my channel is I have a lot of interests, you know, automotive, construction, farming, homesteading, and blacksmithing is probably my main side interest. And so I come across, or a lot of the design that I use is based off what I have. Like, I don't have the luxury yet to go out and buy specific, a ton of metal for a specific project. I find even on the farm, it's useful to find what you have and adapt it for a problem you may have. And so this is something I've been doing for years. It's pretty cool. The sky's the limit. It's just a container, simple container. Takes hardly any time to work with, or to come up with the design, and you'll have something. What I want to do with this channel, I've been kind of absent, and I want to start working on it again, start kind of revamping it. I'm going to try real hard to get consistent with putting videos out that I find useful, mainly because like YouTube has taught me so much. The numerous people like Mr. Wrangler Star, Alex Steele, and numerous other people. I've learned so much, and there's a lot you can figure out. We live in a golden age of discovering things, and YouTube is, man, it's made it possible. So I want to share some things I figured out along the way with the audience, and hopefully you'll find it interesting. If you do, that's great. If you don't, good for you too. The purpose I need something to hold these two tools. I use this wrench to change out my propane tanks, and I use this Phillips head screwdriver to adjust the air gate on my forge. So all the time, like, I'm like, shoot, I gotta walk like 25 feet to get these two tools. Well, I just want them right where I use them, so I can always do what I need to do and not have to hunt for one. So this is the idea. I'm gonna make this, but in my opinion, I'd like it just to be a little taller. So today I'm gonna make a purpose-built thing to use for these two tools, or like tools that I commonly use for my forge. And I'll show you how we do it. So this is a closed cylinder. So I don't really wanna drill into this, or you could like take maybe a punch and punch a hole in it. But what I do is I just save up 3 or 4 of these. When we're target practicing, I take a 22 and I shoot it somewhere near the upper third. And that like punches a hole, releases any gas. I'll put it in water just to rinse it out real quick. And then I'll set it on the shelf with holes already punched into it. And then I'm gonna use it for the project today. Okay, so I shot it a couple. Must have been having fun shooting it. I wish I would have shot it more up in here, just to punch a hole. But I got some holes in where, like, it's not a big deal. We're just gonna bend it out or cut it so all those are are missing. So the next thing I'm going to do is, if you didn't have a chop saw or a cutoff saw, you could just use an angle grinder for most of it. It's really, really quite easy. But I'm left with this, and the top part is of minimal use because it's got some pressure relief valves and the valve that the torch head interacts with. So the top part, I'm just gonna probably put that in a scrap steel pile. I'm gonna use this and we're gonna make it into something cool. Okay, I'm just gonna true up where I shot through it. I'm gonna use the swage block, or yeah, I'll probably use the anvil maybe. I'm just gonna try to get it back to its original condition. Good enough. Oops. All right, now I'm just gonna take a Sharpie and kind of make a little flange on the end so I can like either put a magnet, drill a hole to attach it to something, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. I want like about to cut maybe 2/3 of the way through, something like that. I like to use these thin kerf cutoff wheels. I use a Ferd brand because I know a guy, but the thin kerf is like somewhat flexible, so you can kind of round your cuts off. But I'm just gonna cut it off, kind of like all this stuff. I'm just eyeballing it because that is what matters the most. There's no exact measurements. You want to take about 2/3, maybe a little more, off of the thing that you're making. So I'm just gonna cut it. It cuts real easy with the cutoff. One thing you might see is this piece that's just made out of plywood. It covers the anvil. I use it mainly for if I'm putting like a beeswax finish on stuff, and I just find the anvil super convenient height. And now like the beeswax just gets on the plywood. I don't have to scrape it off the anvil. Took a brief thing. It just, and then it protects it from people like coming over. It's really weird whenever you have a guest in the shop. They immediately pick up a hammer and smack the crap out of your anvil for whatever reason. And so I want to keep my surface of the anvil nice and flat. Like, it's your anvil and your tool. I don't want defects in the face of the anvil. So I made this a little like anvil cozy. And it also works great for finishing material on. I'm just gonna fix that little defect that's in the top there on my swage block. Flat, pretty good. So I'm left with something like that. Now, I'm not crazy about it. A little adjustment. Not crazy about it. The shape's not bad, but it's got all these sharp parts, and I don't want to cut myself, so we're gonna clean those up. So real quick, I'm not gonna touch on it. This is like a multi-tool. It's called a multi-tool. It fits on like your standard bench grinder. It's a very handy tool. Like back in the day, it wasn't that expensive. I'm sure they're more expensive now, but I use this as my main, I don't have a big belt grinder, but this actually does a really good job, and you can make knives with it and all kinds of stuff. But it's great for profiling. If I didn't have this, I would just use like probably a flap wheel disc on the angle grinder. If you didn't have like the tooling will come, but I'm just showing you how I would do it. So I want to refine the shape a little bit, and I want to get rid of the sharp edges. So that's what I'm going to do now. What I'm going to do now, I have this, like you can see, it's a nice organic shape, all done by eye. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. This should be a quick exercise. I'm big into like roughing stuff out and really trying to use your eye to what looks pleasing to you, because it's your shop. You can do whatever you want, and that way you're like training yourself to get better at eyeballing stuff and doing things so it looks pleasing to you is important. So now we're going to put a hole in it, and I'm going to do that all largely by eye. So like I'll Sharpie, hold it up. Looks like there could be a little bit more taken off this side, but for what it's worth and what the purpose of this, it's going to be just fine. So I'm just going to mark where I want a hole. That looks good. Okay, now I'm going to use a step bit. These are available at all your big box stores. This is just pretty light sheet metal, and it works great. You can make the hole anywhere from very small, probably 3/16 to probably an inch. I'm just shooting for like a maybe a 1/4, 3/8 inch hole. I have my vice jaws spread apart so I don't drill into them. That'll just provide some support while I'm drilling it. Just eyeball it once again. Skipped a little bit, but that's okay. So, and then I'll hit it from the back. And maybe one more little chamfer. So I have a nice hole in it. You could do a lot of things with this hole. You could use the self-tapper. You could attach to the wall, hang it on a nail if you want it to come off. You could use a wood screw, maybe make the hole a little smaller, or use a washer. Lots of possibilities with that one little hole. The other option that I like to do, especially in a metal working shop, is use these rare earth magnets. You can get these like at the big box stores. You'll pay a little more. Amazon has them. And this is also how far you want to take it. So these will hold actually a lot of weight, really. They'll definitely hold my screwdriver and wrench. But yeah, since this is metal, I put that on there, and like I could stick it on anything. Now, what's a pain in the butt about this is the magnet will typically stick to something. So what you could do, or what I've done in the past, is just epoxy that, like 5-minute epoxy. Take your angle grinder or belt grinder and scuff the metal up. Put some 5-minute, like a product like JB Weld on there, and then this will be permanently glued to what you just made.